Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery here. It's a beautiful Friday morning, March 4th, 2022, and we get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time. We talk about strategies, techniques, tips, success stories, but mostly we're here to support each of you so we can go out and help more small businesses access the capital they need to start and grow. I would characterize what you and I do as being technical advisors. Technical advisors help guide clients through this process to become credible enough to get the funding that they want, that they need, that they desire. Well, what you and I know is it comes down to the 3 C's. If you're looking to borrow money, you have to be cognizant of and there's more than 3 C's, but we'll focus on the 3 primary C's. Credit, cash flow, collateral. The amazing arrows that you and I have in our quiver is that we can help anyone, any individual, any small business owner, whether they be pre-revenue or existing, build the credibility to access capital. And so today we're going to talk about one of the C's, talking about credit. Now, there's 2 types of credit, isn't there? There's personal credit and business credit. Personal credit's based upon social security number. Business credit's based off the business itself, the EIN. Let's talk about one of the quickest ways and most effective ways to jolt one's personal credit score to move it from being uncredible to credible. And that's our topic today, as we see on the screen, quickly increasing credit scores by 20 to 100 points or more. So the concept is that the individual's credit score is composed of a variety of different elements, but the one of which that's the easiest and quickest and foolproof to address is by removing excess inquiries. Now, some of you are quite experienced and know a lot about personal credit, others not so much. So forgive me if you're more knowledgeable on this, but when one applies for credit, whether it be a home loan, an auto loan, a business loan, student loan, credit card, pretty much any type of financing, it's not unusual that the extender of credit will do a credit inquiry to look at the credit profile to decide if that applicant is too risky to loan to. So as I share this with you, this has nothing to do with my opinion, and frankly, it doesn't matter about your opinion, it's just a fact, is that the more inquiries, the more applications that an individual has had for credit increases their perceived riskiness and can in fact even eliminate them from approval, even though other elements of their application may be fine. Now let's take another layer deep. What many of us know, maybe not everyone, but many of us know that they look at inquiries by different time frames, time segments. So they'll look at inquiries how many inquiries in the past 6 months, in the past 12 months, and the past 24 months. So there's 3 different typical snapshots of time. Certainly the more recent inquiries, the more concerning, but again, let's just be aware that they typically do look all the way back for a 24-month to 2-year snapshot. So there are soft inquiries and there are hard inquiries. Soft inquiries don't matter. And so nothing that we're talking about today has to do with soft inquiries. That's like if you check your credit yourself or get a pre-approval, but you don't actually apply. Soft inquiries do not affect one's score nor their profile. And let's dig a bit deeper there. I think some people get confused. They think it's all just about the credit score and their ability to borrow money. And that's false. That's a very immature approach to looking at credit. It's not just the score, it's also the profile. So what we're talking about today, one element of the profile is how many inquiries are on that credit report over the past 6, 12, and 24 months. So what you and I can do is help individuals quickly increase their credit scores through our free inquiry removal service. So we're removing hard inquiries. No reason to remove soft inquiries. We're removing hard inquiries. Those are the ones that impact the score and impact the client's borrowing ability. So we remove hard inquiries from credit reports, which improves credit scores quickly, and then you can generate a great income from that. And we'll talk about what's in it for you in just a second. Now, anytime we talk about a program, a product, a service, an offering, we always want to look at our competition and say, well, why is what we do better than what others do? Because if we're just what's called a me too type of business, why bother? We're going to have to compete on price if we have no other strategic differentiation. Well, in general, in the marketplace, most companies charge around $75 per inquiry for removal. So if the same inquiry is on TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, that could very well be over $200 to have that one inquiry removed across all three bureaus. Our approach is different. We work with paralegals, so they're not attorneys, but they've gone through paralegal training courses, so they understand how to draft documents, how to work with the court systems, and how the laws work. And we have a team of paralegals that will perform these services, the inquiry removal services, for free. And we'll talk more about free in just a moment for our clients. So if someone is in the small business certification or the access to capital program, then they'll perform that service at no cost. However, it's also important for you to know that you can offer it to others at whatever price point you want. And so we call that our 605B white label program. So let's break that down. So if you're focused on helping small businesses access capital and you're enrolling clients in the certification and or the full access to capital program, these folks would get it for free. However, if you wanted to, so that's a very important value add, an important sales point. If what you're doing instead is wanting to take this out as a standalone, or you have other books of business and you want to monetize it, then you certainly can. So you see, there's two different ways to take it to the marketplace. All right, so let's talk about why we would want to remove inquiries. And we talked some about that a moment ago, but the outcome, the reason why the client would want it is that it will often quickly boost their credit scores, and that's important. They'll typically be able to receive lower interest rates because they're perceived as being less risky. They often will have higher loan amounts, and then often they'll be able to get longer repayment terms because and again, this is not about my opinion or yours, but the way the algorithms work is the more inquiries that one has on their credit report, it's perceived that they're riskier, that they're out looking for credit. Why are they out looking for credit? How much debt are they taking on? So it's just a matter of fact, an undisputable fact that removing excess inquiries is important. Now, what I didn't mention before that I should have, if someone has, let's say someone applied for a mortgage and they received the mortgage, so it's an open trade line, then we would not want to remove an inquiry from an open trade line. That would be bad. So if they applied for a credit card, got the credit card, that inquiry needs to remain. If they applied for a home loan, an auto loan, a business loan, and it went through and it funded or they got that extension of credit, it's open, then those are inquiries that should not be touched. But those hard inquiries that exist that did not result in funding or an open trade line are those that are punitive to the client and they should consider removing. So we have lots of success stories. We've done success stories off this before, but a recent example, client came in on January 21st, and here are their baseline scores across all three bureaus. Took just over a month, but then here is the after, so the before and after. So there's just no doubt that it works. The asterisk here is going back to if we have a client that is in the small business certification and or the access to capital program, our paralegals will provide the free inquiry removal service for free, but there is a deposit that they pay because we've just learned the painful lesson. If people don't have some skin in the game, they often won't stick with it. So there is a $4.99 deposit that's collected, and then that comes back to them at completion. So let's turn it over to all of you. What questions, comments, concerns do any of you have regarding the free inquiry removal service? All right, so Beatrice has the first question, and she's saying, well, what if the client has other derogatory items, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies? Frankly, they do that for free. So in addition to addressing inquiries, if there are other negative items that are not associated with open trade lines, then they can block those as well. So thank you, Beatrice, for clarifying that. And I guess that's a big deal, because sometimes clients will have issues beyond just inquiries. Maybe they had a repossession, a charge off, a collection account. And we've all seen how collection accounts can almost multiply. You don't pay your T-Mobile bill, and then it goes negative with them, and then they sell it to a debt collection agency, and now it reports negative multiple times. So that is an important fact. Thank you, Beatrice. All right, so who else has questions regarding the free inquiry removal service? All right, so Mr. Jackson has the first question, or second question. Beatrice was first. All right, how do we apply for the services as a separate service? Yeah, so if you're interested in marketing this, which I think there's a huge, well, I know that there's a huge market for this, then you can offer it as a standalone. We'll set you up as a white label partner on the 605B program. There's no cost to get set up to do that. And then you'll set your own price point. You'll market it. We will provide the fulfillment services. And again, you control the pricing. So that is great. And so you can either email me, Mr. Jackson, or go to this site here. All right, and so then Sam asked, is it just for people in one of those programs? Well, Sam, you might have came on late, but what we discussed is that this is available for free to clients that are in the small business certification and or access to capital program. And then there's this word or right here, or you can offer it to others at whatever price point you want. Sam, let me know if that didn't answer your question. So who else has questions about this? So this is just one more tool in our toolbox to help people accomplish what we said, which is we're trying to improve, well, we're not trying, but we are improving their credibility. Well, if we want to borrow money, there's no secret to it, right? There's the 3 C's, and there's more than 3 C's, but we'll focus on the big 3. It's about credit. Can you and I help anyone improve their credit so they look more credible on paper? Absolutely. Secondly is collateral. Can we help anyone improve their collateral, whether it be on their personal financial statement and or on their business balance sheet? Absolutely. That's the collateral support program, not our topic today. Third is cash flow. Can we help any client improve their cash flow? Absolutely. That's what it takes to move from being not credible to credible on paper. That's what you and I do as technical advisors. And so this is one important tool that's not required, but it's valuable. Sam asked, would inquiries come back on the credit report at a later date? No. I mean, if they applied for new credit, new inquiries would, of course, but no, those old ones won't come back. Thank you, Sam, for that. Adam's asking a little deeper who this applies to. And so again, we've got 2 groups of people, those that are going through small business certification, which we call the 2-step funding program, and or the access to capital, which is technically the 2nd step of the 2-step, or others. And this can apply to anyone that has excess inquiries on their credit report. And again, inquiries are looked at 3 different time segments. How many in the past 6 months? How many in the past 12 months? How many in the past 24 months? Now, if a client doesn't know, we can do a free credit analysis and identify how many there are. And so we can work with you on that. But a lot of times they'll know that there's an issue. This is a great program to get referrals from lenders, from even other credit repair professionals, from anyone that's involved with helping clients get approved for funding. Because again, inquiries not only impact the score, but they also impact the profile. And we can't just look at the score, which the score will go up. We need to understand the dramatic impact to the overall client's profile. And again, we've got a bunch of success stories we've gone through in the past, but here's a recent one. Okay, so pretty straightforward, right? If you want to make more money, this is a way you can make more money by helping people. You can either use it as a talking point to help more people enroll in the small business certification and or access to capital program, and or you can use it as a standalone program for others. And we call that our 605B white label program. You would determine the cost to the client. In general, I think you could sell it for $1,000, but you could charge more, you could charge less. There's a couple of you, and I'm trying to remember now who it was. It might have been John, but John did a hybrid. John would charge, if I've got it right, John, forgive me if I'm identifying the wrong person, but I know a couple of you will do like an incentive type of billing, which has been huge. What that means is the client pays a smaller amount to enroll to you, and then you set up a performance-based back end based upon the amount of credit score increase. And people like that, right? They don't mind paying a little bit up front, and they don't mind paying more based upon results. And so, John, if you're one of the folks doing that, maybe it was Joseph. Maybe, okay, let's go with Joseph. So Joseph's one of our top producers, a referral partner up in Arkansas, licensed realtor. Joseph, can you explain to me again how you're doing that incentive billing? All right, so Joseph's charging a small price up front when the client enrolls, and then he's charging them $10 per point of credit score increase. And so that minimizes the enrollment cost. And then we wait till the client has gone through, and then Joseph bills them afterwards based upon the increase. And again, I'm not saying, probably few of us are going to be able to match Joseph's production. And by him being a licensed realtor, he's out in the public eye. I think he's on billboards. But the bottom line is, you could either, if you want to do it as a standalone, you could charge a flat fee. You make that money off of that. Or you could do some sort of combination with incentive. And just think about it. I don't remember if this was Joseph's client or not, but let's just pretend it was. So if Joseph helped this client go from 524 to 748, then that's a 224 point increase. And if Joseph charged them $10 a point, I mean, that'd be a big payday. So I'm not saying you have to do it that way. It's up to you. As a white label partner, if you're going to offer it to your own clients, we're behind the scenes. No one knows we're involved. You control the price and you control the terms, but you can certainly generate a great income or do a lower flat fee. Okay, so who else has questions on this? All right, so Ben's one of our newest partners, and Ben's just asked me to clarify. So if the client is going through the small business certification or access to capital program, frankly, you don't need to do anything extra. We will, in module 2, we'll be looking at their personal credit and their business credit. If we see that this is an issue, we'll let them know about it and they can enroll for free. So there's really nothing that you need to do for this group of people. I just wanted you to be aware of it because it could very well be a great way to close more deals. Secondly, though, a number of you are hunters, right? If you're a hunter, you're a sales professional, you're looking to go out and make an adult income by solving people's problems. And then you could certainly become There's no cost to enroll in the 605B white label. And then you go out to the marketplace, you offer this, and then it allows you to set your own pricing. All right. Are there any other questions, comments, concerns that we need to cover? Lon asks, is there a contract? Yeah. So you always want to have a contract with the client. Lon's asking, do white label partners have contracts that they sign the client to? Absolutely. And we'll provide you that, but that's very important to have written agreements with clients to make sure all parties understand. And we'll provide you that if you want to go through the white label program, Lon. And there's, again, no cost to enroll as a 605B white label partner. Okay, great question, Lon. So this is a different white label program than the access to capital. The access to capital is going out and doing the capital raise, set your own prices, and all of that. This here is specifically a white label program on the 605B. And we've had this white label program up and operational probably for about a year now. We just haven't talked about it as often as we probably should. All right, are there any other questions? We try to cut training short on Friday so we can get out there and get to work and get to the weekend a little sooner. All right, well, let us know if there's anything we can do. You can email me, you can go to the Business Paralegal, the free 60-day credit sweep site, and let us know if you want to plug into this revenue stream. But it's important, a very important resource in helping clients become more credible and more fundable. All right, thanks everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.